I don't know if I'm live. I don't know if I'm live. Let's find out. Ooh, this is weird. This is very weird. Am I live? I am live. This is amazing. This is cool. This is very, very cool. So, the whole idea behind this is to essentially I had this idea to make a hypothetical what do they call it? Ignore my ad blockers, are not allowed on YouTube. A hypothetical like shopping scenario. So I set myself a budget of fake $200 or £200, and I have to fill my basket with enough films on physical media to hit that budget. So the idea is to basically just do like fun window shopping shit on here. So I'll be going to like Amazon and like what other places? Amazon, HMV, these type of places, but with that specific $200 or £200 budget that I would be able to use to hypothetically pay for these movies. And yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. I got nothing better to do today, so I thought I'd have a crack at this. And I'm having fun with OBS. As you can see, it's all blah, blah, there. But we'll have some fun. I don't know why it's double, like, I don't know why it's doing that. But let's have a look. Where are we? We are HM. Let's go away from there. Let's go to there. Let's get a new page. So, like I said, it's £200, and the idea is to give myself a genre. So today, the genre is going to be action movies. So action movies that I don't own, that I want to have in my collection. So, like I said, so £200 to fill my hypothetical basket. So start off on Amazon. We want action movies on Blu-ray and 4K. So I'm a big fan of action movies from the 1980s. I also do like a lot of 90s stuff as well. But so I'm going to filter through the 90s, and we'll have a look at them first, see if there's anything good. Like I said, so we got to keep a tally. So I'm going to keep a tally on my phone, and we'll work out what we're going to have. Right, where's my calculator? There we go, my calculator. So, where are we? We are anywhere. So, Last Action Hero. Am I a fan of Last Action Hero? Nah, it's okay. It's not the best John McTiernan / Shane Black movie. And it's not the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I've got it on DVD. Is it something I'm looking to upscale? Probably not. We also have... we also have Maximum Risk. I've already got that on Blu-ray. I have the previous Sony release of that. I'm not really worried about getting the Maximum Risk limited to 3,000 release, which is, I think, the 88 films release. Mission Impossible, I'm not massively fussed on those either, to be honest with you. I own True Lies. Fifth Element I've got. Action Mutante is more of a sci-fi horror movie than anything else. Men in Black, Cliffhanger on 4K for 20 quid. I've got it on Blu-ray, but I think it would look good on 4K. But no. Like I said, we've got 200, so I don't want to just fill it with 4Ks of movies that I've already got. So I want to try and find something that I haven't got that I want. So I've got The Fugitive on Blu-ray. Do I want it on 4K? Possibly. That might be one we go back to. Total Recall, I've got all the Bonds. Last Boy Scout, there's one. So, Last Boy Scout I have on a double pack Blu-ray with, what's it called? What's the other film it's with? This is... Well, £200 budget that I would be able to use to hypothetically pay for these movies, and yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. I got nothing better to do today, so I thought I'd have a crack at this, and I'm having fun with OBS. As you can see, it's all. So where were we? Let me pause that. I was checking the video. For some reason, there's a delay on it, but so yeah. There is The Last Boy Scout. So I've got The Last Boy Scout on a double pack with Last Man Standing. But it's a film I always really want on its own. Like, I don't like necessarily having double packs. I like to have the films individually. So $7.99 for The Last Boy Scout on Blu-ray. I think we'll add that to the basket. Let's click on that bad boy. That is the first one in the basket. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it as instead of adding it to my basket, I'll make a list. Add to a list. Create new list. What should we call it? Action Blues 4Ks. Action Blue 4K. Create. There we go. So I've added Last Boy Scouts, so $7.99. So I've added it on the calculator. Now let's go to the next, see what else we've got. So the first one is obviously Last Boy Scout. Universal Soldier. Do I want the Blu-ray or do I want a 4K? Like I said, I don't want to like max out the $200 or £200 so quickly with 4Ks, because a lot of films, like Blu-ray is sufficiently fine. Like, there is no reason to expand, especially when you look at the price of the 4K at $19.99 compared to the Blu-ray at $6.99. So Universal Soldier I do have on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray. Is it a film that I want to upgrade to high definition? For $6.99 it is. Yeah, 100%. So I will add that to the list. It's a cracking movie. No, we don't want to add it to that one. We want to add it to Action Blues and 4K. There we go. Great movie. Roland Emmerich's second, is second American movie after Ghost Watch or Moon 44. It might be. I can't remember now. Let's close those down. We also have coming up Iron Monkey, good martial arts movie. Do I want it on Blu-ray? No, not really. Ghost in the Shell. That is a very good deal, by the way. £5.09 for Ghost in the Shell on Blu-ray. If you haven't seen it, get Ghost in the Shell. It's a pretty cool movie. Let's have a look. Stone Cold. I've got Toy Soldiers. Cutthroat Island, German Blu-ray. Yeah, I mean, Cutthroat Island, like, yeah, yes, it bankrupted a studio or a production company, which was, I think, Coralco. But it's a fun film, and I quite like films that are technically classed as bad movies. So I'm going to probably add that. £6.44. Let's add that to Action Blues and 4Ks. So we've now got 3 in the thing. So what are we? $6.99. So plus $6.99 plus $6.44. So we're on £21.42 at the moment. Then let's have a look. What else we got? Legionnaire. £28 and 2 pence for Legionnaire. Yes, I know it's limited to 3,000, but it's not a film that kind of warrants high value. I mean, it was a straight to DVD Jean-Claude Van Damme movie when it came out, let alone like it didn't even go into the cinemas over here. So essentially, 30 quid for a straight to DVD movie is not really worth it. It's a fun movie, but the DVD is perfectly fine. What's the Blu-ray for Escape from LA going for these days? Let's have a look. $38.99. Jesus Christ. Is there any cheaper versions? The cheapest is the 2014 release, which is that one, at $19.99, which is the Australian release. I would not pay that for that movie. I've got it on DVD. That's perfectly fine for me. Out of Sight, I wouldn't really say it was an action movie. I'd say it was more of a slow burn crime drama thing. Leon Director's Cut 4K at $19.99. Now, I love Leon. I've got it on DVD and I've got it on Blu-ray. Do I want a 4K cut of it? Not. Well, I would love to have a 4K cut of it, but is it one that's necessary as an upgrade? And when are all these movies getting reclassified, like by the BBFC? This was always an 18 when I was younger, and now it's a 15. Lost in Space, £16.15 for Lost in Space on Blu-ray. I remember seeing that film in the cinema and thought it was trash at the time, and that was 1998. Super Cop, $14.40. In the Line of Fire. Super Cop, good movie. $14.40 for Super Cop with Jackie Chan and Michelle Yeoh. Is that worth it? It might very well be. Let's have a look. And I think this is the 88 Films release. Is it 88 Films? No, it's Eureka. Eureka released it. Do you know what? That's going. I'm actually adding that because £14.40 for Super Cop, I think, is pretty good, and it's a great movie. So let's add that to the theoretical list or basket, and see what else we can find. So let's add that to the tally of plus $14.40. Ooh. Plus $14.40. Right, we're on £35.82. Let's see what else we got. The Robotrics. Night of the Running Man with Scott Glenn and Andrew McCarthy. This film has never had a release here in the UK. This is the German release, and it's £9.46. Directed by Mark L. Lester, who I talked about in my last video, who directed Showdown in Little Tokyo. Night of the Running Man. That's a really decent price for £9.46. This was on this. It was at one point. It was on YouTube, and yeah. So I might actually. I've got a warning. What's the warning? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? What's going on? No, it's something to do with my bit rate. Ooh, sorry, chat peeps. I will come back to y'all now. Let's have a look. We got some chat. There's a good action film from Arrow. Always watch that. Leon outside scenes look like they were shot yesterday on 4K. Afternoon, Marcus. The Annihilators, Eve of Destruction, and The Exterminator are a few must action movies. Yams, I've got Eve of Destruction on Blu-ray, and I think I have The Exterminator as well. I might have sold that one a while back, I'm not sure. Ip Man 4 movie collection listed for under 30 quid. Don't think any of them are on 4K. The only Ip Man film that I really like are the first two. and the one that I think Wong Kar-wai made as well, which was The Grandmaster. I think the first two Ip Man movies are really good. I think after that, it's essentially just trying to cash in on the awesomeness of Donnie Yen, and having Mike Tyson in one of the movies kind of ruins it. I'm not allowing myself to purchase any physical media for a few months except for charity shops because I have such a large collection and I want to watch more and appreciate my collection more. As Yams, I completely agree with you there, mate. I went through that phase of buying everything and not watching it, so I have been watching quite a few of the films that I've got in my collection that I haven't watched yet. Actually, today's film of choice is going to be Mysterious Island, because I haven't watched it. I unwrapped it earlier, so I'm going to be watching that a bit later. So let's get back to shopping. So, Night of the Running Man, £9.46. Sorry, I just had a message. I'll have to look at that in a minute. £9.46. Yeah, Night of the Running Man I'm going to add to the collection. Used from £4.36. Does it have English audio? It does. It does indeed. Okay, I'm not being funny. I might actually buy this for real. What else we got? So what was it? £9.46. We've got to add that to the calculated total. Plus £9.46, £45.28, and we have 5 movies. See, that's the copy of Maximum Risk that I've got. This version here. I don't know why I pointed to the screen. You can't see me pointing to the screen. Yeah, so this is the version I've got, but I've got a non-UK version. I think it was the American release, but because it's a Universal film, I think it's Universal. It might be Sony, one of them. Because it's one of those films, it's not region locked, so I was able to get that. I've got Waterworld, Fifth Element, let's have a look, Demolition Man, Unforgiven. I've got Unforgiven on 4K. I've got all the Bad Boys, Braveheart, I own Universal Soldier, Cliffhanger, Sixth Sense, I own Darkman, Split Second. Do I have Split Second? I have to check that. Split Second. No, I don't. But, see, something like Split Second, because it's a 101 Films release, it'll most likely be in their sale at Christmas, so it'll probably come down to about $8.99, so I'll just wait. I'm not in a rush to get that. Apollo 13 is not an action movie, it's a drama. She shoots straight. That's a bit of a mouthful. Hot Shots Part 2. I didn't even know that had a release. Boy Soldiers, which is actually Toy Soldiers. I own Van Damme, End of Days. Has anyone seen the UK release of End of Days on Blu-ray from Icon? The cover art they've used is a picture from The Last Action Hero, and isn't actually from End of Days, and you can tell that because it's a photo of Arnold Schwarzenegger holding a Desert Eagle, which he does not use in End of Days, which I thought was really bad. It's also really bad artwork because it's just a still from The Last Action Hero. From Beijing with Love, Revenge. So one film I've never seen is Revenge, which is a Kevin Costner movie, and I think it's Tony Scott. I think it's Tony Scott. Yeah, it's a Tony Scott movie. It's one film I've never seen. It's one film I've always wanted to see. But for £19.14, I'm assuming this version of Revenge is out of print. The Doomsday Collection, The Day After Tomorrow, The Day the Earth Stood Still, and Independence Day. There's only 2 good films in that collection, which is The Day After Tomorrow and Independence Day. That is the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still, and it's not very good, which is a shame because Keanu Reeves is always a good watch. Dances with Wolves, I've got that on DVD. Ooh, that is a good film. US Marshals. I wonder if Amazon, if it's cheaper on Amazon Germany. Let's have a look. So it's what, 11.39 on Amazon.co.uk. If we go to Amazon.d, US Marshals, wasn't it? US Marshal. Ugh. US Marshals. Let's have a look. What's the price? Yeah, so it's £8.99 plus £3.06 or €3.06 on Amazon.d, which I suppose it kind of is the same price really, and it's free delivery through the UK. So do you know what? Let's add it. Let's add US Marshals. I don't own it. I don't own the Blu-ray or a DVD of US Marshals, and it's a really good film, and it's a good sequel to The Fugitive. It's massively underrated as well. Wesley Snipes does some really good stunts in that. Well, there are some really good stunts in that. I don't know if it was Wesley Snipes doing it himself. Why is it added to that one? We want to add it to Action Blues. There we go. So how much is that? That's £11.39. So we're on £56.67. Yams, I do have Eye of the Tiger with Gary Busey. Wanted Dead or Alive, I don't think I have that. Or do I? I think I do. See, you got me getting up now. Let's have a look. Eye of the Tiger. Yes, I've got both of them. Yeah, I do have both of them. Funny thing about Revenge film is that there's a DVD release of it where the director's cut is included, but it's like 20 minutes shorter. Very unusual. Okay. Alright, so action movies, more action movies. Dr. Mordred, is that really an action film? Men in Black, Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. There's a lot of the same stuff. Sabotage with Mark Dacascos, that's not a good film. Marked for Death, how much is that going for these days? I've got this on DVD as well. Back when Steven Seagal used to do decent movies for Warner Brothers. And before he got full of himself, although he probably has always been full of himself. £60 for a Blu-ray, a UK Blu-ray of Steven Seagal's Marked for Death. Not worth that much money at all. Reservoir Dogs, Death Warrant, Bronx Tale. That's not bad for $11.83. Bronx Tale, but it's not an action film. Point Break, I have that. Last Action Hero. Kika. What the hell is Kika? Jungle Law. Street Law. Don't know that one. Let's click on that. See what that is, because this looks like it's a German blue as well. Who is it? Jeff Wincott in Jungle Law. Street Law. I don't know this film. I know Jeff Wincott, but I've never heard of that. So I'm not going to add it, but I'm going to keep it open because I'm going to do a little bit of research on that one. Jackie Chan's First Strike for $11, well, £11.80. That's not a bad price. First Strike's really good. Is it First Strike that has the ladder fight at the ski resort? Because it's Who Am I is the one where he slides down the building. That's a possibility. That is actually definitely a possibility. Let's whack that there. Because I've got First Strike on DVD. Do I want to upgrade it? let's go back to that one. Jean-Claude Van Damme's Inferno. Nah. King of New York. That's the Steelbook. So that's probably massively out of print because that is the first release of King of New York that Arrow did. So that's probably going for quite a bit. That was when they just gotten into doing Blu-rays. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot higher than that. Especially being Steelbook. 30 quid. I wonder what they're how much they're selling the Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China Blu-ray. Yeah, because this is the one I've got, the Steelbook of this. £84 for the Steelbook of Big Trouble in Little China, which is insane because I didn't even pay that for it when it came out. I don't think I paid more than about 17 quid for it. What else we got? Darkman Steelbook. If you watched the last video, you'll know I'm not a fan of Steelbooks. Ooh. Ransom is a very good film, and it's a film that I don't own on either Blu-ray or DVD. So I may add that to the basket. It's directed by Ron Howard, stars Mel Gibson and Gary Sinise. Great movie. The fight between Mel Gibson and Gary Sinise at the end is brutal. Getting thrown through windows and stuff. Oh, it keeps adding it to the wrong fucking list. Right. Yeah, so Eve of Destruction, I own that already. What was the other one? The Cowboy. Ooh, The Cowboy Way. Hell yeah, that's a great movie. There was two. There was The Cowboy around about the same time, 92, 93, 94, that had Kiefer Sutherland in. There was another one called Renegades with Lou Diamond Phillips, which is another really fun movie, and like fun action movie. Blu-ray for £12.82. Yeah, let's add that to the list. £12.82. True Romance limited edition. I think that's probably massively out of print now. How much did I buy? I've got True Romance on Blu-ray, which I bought from CEX when it was reduced. 4K is currently $69.99, or for the Blu-ray, the limited edition Blu-ray is going for $149.99, and I can't imagine anyone spending that much on it. Well, I say I can't imagine. I know that people do spend that much money on a Blu-ray. It's alright, guys. I'm coming back to the chat now. Yeah, I've seen Game of Death. It was one of the last films he did before he went to prison. Drive. I've got Drive on Blu-ray. Crying Freeman is good. Mark Dacascos, also Showdown in Little Tokyo with Brandon Lee. Yes, I talked about Showdown in Little Tokyo yesterday on my video. Van Damme's Inferno is, Desert Heat here in England. Yes, I've got Desert Heat on DVD. I've got all of Van Damme's movies up to 6 Bullets on DVD. I stopped buying them after that. What else we got? What is that? What else we got? Oh, that's my opening.
I don't know why it's double.
Where were we? Young Guns 2. I have both Young Guns. The Game Hackers. great movie Hackers is. I might watch that tonight, actually. I love Hackers. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's not a good film, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's really not a good film. It was the film that caused Sean Connery to quit acting. And it's the last film that Stephen Norrington has directed. And Stephen Norrington did really good, he did some really good work in the late 90s. The mid to late 90s as well. So he did Death Machine, which is really, really good. And also Blade. He did the first Blade movie. If it wasn't, he single-handedly saved Marvel from bankruptcy, which is insane. City of Lost Children, not an action film, nor is Baraka. That is a documentary. The Matrix, Patriot Games, meh. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Starring Jason Scott Lee. That's a good film. Yeah, that is, again, the German Blu-ray. Dragon with Jason Scott Lee. £13.32. Yeah, let's add that as well, because I like that movie. And it's one I wanted to upgrade anyway. So what was it? $13.32. Right, where are we? What are we on? We are currently our total is currently £94.75. So we've got to hit that £200 mark. Universal Soldier. It's all a lot of the same stuff repeated, which I've noticed on Amazon, and stuff that isn't technically action. Like Crash is not an action movie, and that is that's not the one that won Best Movie at the Oscars. That's the David Cronenberg movie. There's a lot of releases of Last Action Hero. Strange Days I own. Mass Destruction, biggest German action flick ever. Deep Impact, From Dusk Till Dawn. That's one of my favourite films of all time, by the way, From Dusk Till Dawn. Which release is this? Studio Canal release. £13. I don't understand why none of the releases of From Dusk Till Dawn since the 2-disc DVD set has released it with Full Tilt Boogie, which is the making of documentary. I don't understand why they haven't added that on. It would make so much sense because it's a really, really good documentary about how they made From Dusk Till Dawn. Let's carry on. Dollman, Postman Blues. I've never heard of that. Oh, it's a Japanese movie. Young Guns 2, Sister Act, Cliffhanger again, Legionnaire, Reservoir Dogs, Assassins. I've got Assassins. Assassins is in the Sylvester Stallone box set, which has Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash, and I think there's another film in there as well. I can't remember what the film is now. Irma Vep by Oliver Assayas. Blue Streak, Point Break, Man in the Iron Mask. There we go. We're full circling basically around to the same stuff. Like Daylight. How much is the Daylight Blu-ray? Because I know that it's the 4K is just being discontinued because I don't know why. £29.50 for the Blu-ray of Daylight. I mean, it's an alright movie, but not that exciting that you need to spend 30 quid on it. Jumanji, I've got Jumanji on 4K. Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe. This is released by Wicked Vision Entertainment in Germany. I don't know why it's £26.98 over here. It might be cheaper from Germany. Are we still on? There is the Germans. Yeah. There are the Germans. Oh, I've closed it now, so I'm not going to go back to it anymore. Dragon and Bruce Lee story is cheaper on eBay at £9.98. But does it have that really funky cover, though? Because that cover is really good. Atlantis, the world beyond words. Yeah, so it's just repeating the same stuff now. We're only 11 pages into this. So let's change it and refilter by the 1980s, I guess we could do. So we've managed to hit £100. Well, I've managed to hit £100 on just 90s movies that I don't have or stuff. So 1980s, 48 Hours, awesome film, Walter Hill movie, £8.73 for the Blu-ray. Do I add that to the list? I don't have the Blu-ray myself. I have a DVD of both 48 Hours and another 48 Hours. But for £8.73, I just don't like the cover. But we'll add it anyway, so we can add that to the list. Action Blues. I've got Red Heat. Hamburger Hill, Vietnam War movie. I don't know if I'd be excited to have that one. I've got all the Rambo movies, Full Metal Jacket. I've got War Games. War Games is not an action movie. It is a suspense film set in the 1980s. However, I do not own it on Blu-ray. I only own the very old DVD, so I am adding that to the Blu-ray collection. I've decided I'm not going to tally up the price anymore. I am going to just guesstimate it when we get to the end. Romancing the Stone, I own that on Blu-ray. Firewalker, Action Jackson. Action Jackson is a film I think I've seen once. If I'm going to buy Action Jackson, I'll most likely buy it via the Warner Brothers archive, because it's the same price from Germany as it is from the Warner archives in the UK. And I've never seen it cheaper, so... Tango and Cash, Das Boot, Heavy Metal. I own the Australian release of that. Born on the 4th of July. It's a good movie, but it's not technically an action film. It has moments of action in it, but it is not an action movie. Ghost Warrior, nah. Time Bandits, Millionaire Express, The Green Inferno, Missing in Action 2, which oddly enough is the first Missing in Action movie. Exterminator 2 for $11.94. The Spooky Kind, Escape from New York. Missing in Action 3, Braddock. Wanted Dead or Alive. The Karate Kid 1, 2 and 3 4K Ultra HD collection. How much is that selling for? Because I bought my 4K Karate Kid trilogy. Wow. Oh, it comes with the actual cases. That's a proper big box. £700 for Karate Kid 1, 2 and 3 on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. That's mad. That is insane. I paid £26 for my trilogy. Bear in mind it's the French release. Man Cometh. That's the Donnie Yen movie, not the Lee Marvin movie. Firefox with Clint Eastwood, where he's a spy who has to steal a experimental Russian fighter jet, stealth fighter jet. Full Metal Jacket. To Live and Die in LA. If you've never seen To Live and Die in LA, watch it. It's amazing. William Friedkin movie. One of the best movie car chases ever. Dead End Drive-In. In the Line of Duty. Armor of God Standard Edition. That's actually not bad. $12.99. 88 films. Armor of God. Yeah, let's add that as well, because that's a pretty good film. The the sequel, Armor of God 2, Operation Condor, which is Hya, which I'm going to click on now, is also a good film and probably better than the first Armor of God, which I think a lot of people would agree with. How much is it on Blu-ray? Is it $12.99 on Blu-ray? Which version is it on Blu-ray, though? Yeah, that's the version that I already own. Flesh and Blood for $12.99. That was, if I remember rightly, Paul Verhoeven's first English language movie. He made it just before he made RoboCop. 1985, I think it is. Battle Creek Brawl, Samurai Reincarnation, again born on the 4th of July, a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I don't know why Pedro Almodovar is under action movies from the 1980s. Magnificent Warriors. I'm not adding a lot of Hong Kong action movies because I own quite a few on DVD through the Cine Asia label, so I don't watch them enough to upgrade them. Like, I've upgraded Operation Condor and The Killer, which I have the old American release of The Killer. Runaway Train is a great movie, that is. Mission in Action. The Interceptor, which is The Wraith. I have the UK release of that, but I also have a Dutch DVD. Good film. I think I own quite a large amount of these 80s action movies already. Mutant. This film is shockingly bad. It has some really, really, really awful creature effects. There's a scene where a zombie is coming towards a car, and you can see it's like the way the camera is positioned. You can see a hand holding a fake hand to make it look like a zombie hand. It's crap. Little Monsters. Right, so Little Monsters is not an action film. It is I suppose you could say it's a horror comedy, but it's not an action film. However, because I don't own it, and it is great, I'm adding it to the list. Like Chris Jericho would do. You just made the list. They Live, Tango and Cash, Karate Kid, House on Sorority Row, Freak Show, Lockup, Gore. Thing is, Lockup's good. It's a good movie, but is it worth picking up on Blu-ray? I mean, it is only $6.99. Does it come with a slipcase? It might be a slipcase, actually. If it's a slipcase, it's a slipcase. The Running Man, I've got that on Blue. Ooh, $14.99 for the Roadhouse Blu-ray. But what does it look like? Right, so ignore me. I'm adding that to my... Right, so I'm adding that anyway. Do you know what? There's a couple in this list that I'm actually probably going to buy. So I'm adding that to the list. I'm 100%... I did not know that Roadhouse was getting a standard release from Germany at £14.38. It got released on the 6th of March this year because they had released a media book, a 3-disc media book, which I think might actually be out of print now. Is it this? Yeah. So the 4K is, it's £56.26 for the 4K. I'm not massively bothered about getting a 4K release of Roadhouse. I used to own the US Blu-ray. I still actually have it, maybe. The US MGM Blu-ray, which was, I think, the first time that Roadhouse got released in high definition, but is a Region A release, and I don't have a Region A player anymore. So for $14.99, I might actually just pick up that later. Sahara. Let's come and see what else we're talking about. I have the German Roadhouse Blu-ray, but the one I have is a different cover. That's pretty cool. What else we got? Where are we? I don't know where we are. There we go. The Liquidator. What is The Liquidator? Is that a... It's J. Lee Thompson. So it's either a late stage death... what's it called? Death Wish. Is it Paul? I don't know which one this is yet. Oh, the evil. Sorry, it's The Evil That Men Do, which has got the wrong title as The Liquidator. So The Evil That Men Do. Yeah, I know what that film is. I've got that on DVD somewhere. What else we got? Labyrinth. Own the 4K of that. Dogs of War, great movie with Christopher Walken and Tom Berenger. About a group of mercenaries hired to start a coup, I think it was. I'm trying to think who directed. John Irwin, yeah. Good movie. How much is that? £36 on Blu-ray. Wow. I think I've got it on DVD though, so that's okay for the time being. Wild Geese, German import. Wild Geese is a good movie. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in the 80s that is kind of shit when it comes to action movies. Cyborg, Prison, which is a Rennie Harlin movie. See, this, yes, 100% this. Let me close all these other windows. So this movie is Nighthawks, and Nighthawks is friggin' amazing. And I don't understand why we've never had a release in the UK of Nighthawks. It's a film made by... I want to say it's a Universal movie. I think the DVD is Universal. So I don't understand why it's never had a release here in the UK. Oh, so there's a copy of Daylight there on US Blu-ray, which is £16.30. Copland, great movie. But yeah, Nighthawks is amazing. It's got Sylvester Stallone, Rutger Hauer, and Billy D. Williams. Then we've got Escape from New York, Steel Book, Die Hard, Maximum Overdrive, Scarface, Duel to the Death. So probably a Shaw Brothers movie. On the Run, Rambo. Yeah, so it seems that like a lot of the stuff that is coming up for the 80s is technically the same stuff over and over and over again, but different versions from different countries. Lone Wolf McQuade with Chuck Norris. It's an okay film. Excuse me. Righting Wrongs. Yeah, so a lot of the 88 movie or the 88 films, Hong Kong editions are coming up. The Last Battle. The Dernier Combat, which is Luc Besson's first film. This is the version of Running Man that I have, but it's not the 4K, it's the standard Blu-ray edition. Do the Right Thing, Lone Wolf McQuade again. Life Force, that I own that version, as you can see, purchased October 2013. Ferris Bueller. This is The Final Countdown. It's a good sci-fi war movie. The Last Temptation of Christmas. 4K Mad Max. If you get the chance to buy them, buy all the Mad Max movies in 4K because they look amazing. I've got them in my collection. The January Man? Mystery Train, Jim Jarmusch, Endgame with George Eastman. Oh God, £18.99 for a Joe. No, £18.29 for a Joe D'Amato movie is probably more than the budget. Again, Endgame, Bloodsport, Untouchables. Untouchables is a fucking good film. Akira, Under Fire. Yeah, Murphy's Law. So it's kind of just giving us the same stuff over and over again. What's that one? Los Panzas de Muerte, which I'm assuming is a Spanish release or a Mexican release of a war movie. Wheels of Terror, The Misfit Brigade. Reanimator. Mad Mission. Sylvia Chang. Bestseller. Bestseller is a decent film as well. James Woods and Brian Dennehy. Right, let's have a look. Snake Eater, Lorenzo Lamas. Nightmare Beach Blu-ray is cheap. Jesus, how much is what release is that for the blue? Oh, it's the 88 Films release. Welcome to Spring Break. What else we got? Hell Comes to Frogtown, limited edition. I own this Blu-ray here. This is the Blu-ray for I don't know who's Willie Bogner. Ralph Bakshi, me old mucker. Fire and Ice, which is an animated movie based on the art style and the story that was created by Frank Frazetta, who did the artwork for the Conan poster and lots of movie posters you'd recognize, especially like the Conan the Barbarian and Clint Eastwood's The Gauntlet. I'm literally looking at The Gauntlet. What else? Malone, I own this Blu-ray as well. This is a fun vigilante type of movie with Burt Reynolds. More Lone Wolf McQuaid. Hamburger Hill Media Book, Undercover Blues with Kathleen Turner and Dennis Quaid. Blue Jean Cop, the Blu-ray of Blue Jean Cop, or Shakedown, as it's also known. Directed by James Glickenhaus, starring Sam Elliott and Peter Weller. That's not bad for that price. What's the other one? For £12.06. Or £13.84. Oh, it's got a slipcase. Blue Jean Cop, £9.21. Yeah. Shits and gigs. Let's add it to the list. Oh look, there's Blue Jean Cop again. Hero and the Terror. And that's the end. That's the end of that. So let's go to the list. Lists. Action Blues. What have we got in the list? We have a total of, if my internet decides to work, we have a total of how many items is that? There's quite a few items in there. Let's add them up. Let's add the total. It might come to less than the 200. Let's have a look.
Peters S22.
£9.21 plus 14.38 plus 14.38 plus 12.99 plus 12.99 plus 7.99 plus £8.74 plus 13.32 12.82 plus 11 £46 and 14.40 6 plus £6.44 and 6.99. Ooh, we might actually have hit it. Plus £9.46. Plus 14.40, 6.44, 6.99, 7.99. Oh, we have £161.05. I think we can probably find a few more movies actually. So let's go back. So we've got another essentially £39 to play with to hit the thing. So let's go to the 2000s. See if there's anything in the 2000s that we could choose. Action movie Blu-rays. No for the Lord of the Rings. No for Black Hawk Down. Why the Simpsons movie is under there, I don't know. The Descent. It's a good movie, but it's not an action movie. Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima 2012. Wow, there's a lot of stuff on here that's a bit trash. I typed in action Blu-ray, so I might as well just select action from the side here instead. Right. We have a total of 247 things. The Tower in Inferno. That is a good movie. Great cast. Long movies, nearly 3 hours long. But we'll add that because the Tower Inferno is great. Even though it's not technically an action movie, it does have action-y moments in it. Bullet, I own that. Elektra, that film is rubbish. Fanboys. Fist of Legend, good movie with Jet Li. Seraphim Falls, £14.95. I remember when I was working for Blockbuster and that film came out, and we ended up having loads of copies of that, and I owned it and I got rid of it for some reason. But every now and then I have this urge to really watch Seraphim Falls, and I don't own it anymore. Hidalgo. So that looks like it's out of print because it's got a stock image of it. Oh no, £15.71, so it's not massively out of print. Why not show this one instead, the 8th of May? It's cheaper. The German version, yeah. Space Cowboys, Death Race, Trilogy, Gone in 60 Seconds, The Bourne Ultimatum, Gangster's Paradise, Infestation, Man of War, or Max Manus, Quantum of Solace, The Last Samurai. There's a lot of stuff in the 2000s that is obvious. Saints and Soldiers, I own a special edition DVD of that. Gladiator, Paycheck, Maximum Risk. Well, I suppose we don't necessarily have to hit the 200. That's a budget. So I'll go to the list and we'll see what we've got. So my hypothetical shopping list of action movie Blu-rays starts with, let's have a look. The Towering Inferno from 1974. Blue Jean Cop, Roadhouse, Little Monsters, Armor of God Standard Edition, War Games, 48 Hours, the Dragon Bruce Lee story, The Cowboy Way, Ransom, U.S. Marshals, Night of the Running Man, Super Cop, Cutthroat Island, Universal Soldier, and The Last Boy Scout, which is not a bad list of movies to have. Now the big question is, how many of these hypothetical movies am I actually going to buy? Probably some of them. But no, this I thought this would be a little bit fun just to go through some Blu-rays on Amazon. I wasn't going to do HMV as well, but we hit a high percentage of the fake £200 budget. But I thought it would be a bit fun. I might do another one again where I go through horror movies or sci-fi movies and have the same budget of £200 and have a hypothetical shopping spree, if you know what I mean. I might do a 4K one as well. I don't know yet. This was essentially just an exercise in me learning how to use OBS through YouTube for streaming. But thanks for everyone who watched and enjoyed it. And yeah, Lee, you're late, mate. I'm done. Thanks for everyone. I will put this out. If anybody would like to join me and to form a sort of, I don't know, like question show, not question show, but not so. It's like a chat show where we just talk about movies and stuff. It's a podcast, but I can only do a podcast with myself long enough before I want to blow my brains out. So if anyone is interested in joining me at some point for a movie chat type of podcast, let me know, because I'm always down for chatting movies. And yeah, so I've been Pedro. This has been Pedro's live thing. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon.